be an interesting one. I saw somebody sent me this video actually, and I wanted to share it with y'all before I forget about it, because I sometimes people be sending me a lot of stuff and I forget about it because I have so much. But I wanted to touch on this particular incident and this particular video because it's wild. You know, while we talk about women, and women are talking about the nature of men and how horrible men are, black men are, and all these things, we never really talk about, you know, the issues that same-sex relationships are having. We never really talk about that. It's like it's glossed over. What women are doing to women is always what men are doing to women, but never what women are doing to each other. Yes, there are issues with men in relationships with women, and there are issues with women who deal with women too. And you know, what's that saying? Don't throw stones at glass houses or something like that. Don't put all the blame on one particular group and not acknowledge your issues. That's all we're saying. Accountability is key. Take accountability for the things that you do just as much as you want other people to take accountability for the things that they do. That's all I'm saying. Balance. Have some balance. I'm not saying women are all evil and men are all perfect. I'm saying we all are flawed. We all have issues. You can't keep pushing your issues onto somebody else and not acknowledge that you have problems, because that's a recipe for disaster. That's where I'm coming from. Listen, we all got issues. Don't ignore yours and point out the other person's. Acknowledge yours as well as they should acknowledge theirs, and y'all try to figure it out. You know, but we're in a society where women just act as though they're perfect, even though they'll say, oh, I'm not perfect, but you can't get them to name the flaws in their life. You can't get them to name the things that they need to work on, and that's the issue. And what it's doing is perpetuating a cycle of perfect women and flawed men, as if the women got it all together and they don't have any issues, but all the men are the ones who are just lost in the sauce and don't know what they're doing, and they're just a problem all the time. And that's just not true. You can look up these types of stories of lesbian couples in relationships, all kind of domestic violence, all kind of things happen. Now this woman, this other woman 11 times, and 4 of those she in her vajayjay. Now what message was she trying to send? If I can't have you, nobody else can't have you, and they can't have that either. And you don't think that that's a sick mentality? But we over here saying, all the men they're just diabolical. They're just so bad. And like, we don't have crazy ass women out here. This is crazy. Thank God that lady survived, because this could have been a totally different story. And then at the end, did y'all hear, no charges had been filed? Like, what are y'all waiting on? Because I bet you if that was a man that done that to a woman, oh God, he would have been slapped under the jail. He would have had, all kind of charges. He would have been down under the jail. But it's always pushed that, oh my God, the men are just so bad and they just do all this stuff as if women don't do none of it. It doesn't make sense. But thank God this lady survived and that she lived through all of this, because she could have lost her life. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of rehabilitation that, she's going to have to do 11 times. But on social media, you'll never hear women talk about that. Oh, they just want to make it, the women are perfect. Oh yeah, they're perfect. They don't do nothing. Yes, the men. And these women be doing all kinds of stuff. Deplorable things. This is why I talk about the mental state of women, because it's never being addressed. Although we hear women say, hey, they've gone through so much. I've been through this and that. But nobody ever questions or asks about their mental stability. Like, what's going on? A lot of these women shouldn't even be in relationships. The same way they call out men. If you're not whole, if you still have childhood trauma, if you still have trauma from your past, if you have not dealt with it, if you have not gotten it all out your system, then don't come my way. But at the same time, ask them that question. Have you gotten all of the traumatic things out of you? Are you fully whole? Are you toxic free? Are you trauma free? Ask them the question. See, those questions aren't asked. See, one thing I notice about certain men, I'll say some men, they don't ask the questions they should be asking, in my opinion. Y'all need to be asking these questions. I don't care. Like, these women will ask y'all all kind of, how much money you make, where you work, what kind of car you drive, what this and that. They're not afraid to ask. So I think men sometimes are not thinking about those things, and they don't ask certain questions. Because if you match the energy of what the women are saying, they probably would be, and I think that's probably why they don't ask, because the women would be turned off. I just answer my own question. The women probably will be turned off if men ask the questions that they ask. If men operate like women operate, the women would be turned off. So that's probably why men, and it ain't even something they even thinking about, you know. So, you know, but these women a lot of times have ulterior motives, so they're thinking of everything to try to secure the bag. So if men aren't asking those questions, probably because they're not looking at it the way these women are. But sometimes, you know, as you get to talking to a person, just ease it out gently, you know, a little bit at a time, ask them certain things. That's what getting to know a person is all about. Where you come from, you know, you had both parents in the home, like what was your childhood like, you know? Ask the subtle questions to kind of figure them out, you know. Have you ever been arrested? You know what I mean? Do you have a rap sheet? Like, you know, what's going on? You got a mug shot? What's going on? Girl, you too pretty. I know you ain't got no mug shot, but do you? You know, find ways to ask them these questions, because a lot of times they will withhold this information, but they want to know everything about you. So I don't know. I just thought this was an interesting video, because this kind of stuff happens a lot. And I just think, you know, it goes unnoticed. And I think it's a problem. I personally think it's a problem. Of course, there are a lot of women who disagree because they don't want to change it.